Career. It's a fantastic word. It starts to make sense the minute you are in college, and then every day from the day you're out of a university. Career, job, success, performance, results, promotions, opportunity, on-site assignments, exposure, visibility. This is what constitutes professional space. Everybody's need for recognition is satisfied by how successful you are in your career. But have you met people, or maybe you're one of them, who has a problem with what you see happening in your career? Either you don't have the answers to why it is not going the way you wanted. There could be some of you who are a little confused whether this is really what you wanted to do all your life. And then there could be many who kind of ask themselves this question. I may have lived half my life already, and this applies to those who are around 40 years old or so, and who actually ask themselves that pertinent question, what do I want to do with the rest of my life? If that's who you are, then the next piece of what I'm going to say will be of interest to you. Career rest is equal to mind rest. Hi, I'm Seema Raghunath, a talent specialist and coach with over 22 years of experience. Well, I, for one, have been a huge proponent of sabbaticals. I have actually encouraged people to go out and do different things they haven't done before. If someone's had a burning need to go out and be an entrepreneur, I'd be the first one to egg them on if I found them really holding the kind of skills they need to get there, the fire to continue without supervision and support, and a desire to do something that proves to themselves that they are indeed capable of flying on their own. Each of us has a different dream and a different destination. But what's interesting is that every one of us is going to hold on to a career. A career consists of many different jobs that we're going to take across times. And for most parts, this is the way we will take care of our needs, our expenses, our bills to pay, and everything else that comes in between. What's interesting, even further and more, is the fact that career need not necessarily be a road that has no halt. Is a halt such a bad thing? The answer is, actually, a halt is a great thing. If only you change the lens you wear. In fact, one of the things that I've seen consistently with people who've come in for coaching on career progression and career-related issues, especially as they move on to the leadership ladder, or the people who have already been in jobs for about 8 to 12 years, I see a pattern. They've been working so hard that they've reached a point where the body's in stress, the mind is in stress, and it's no longer eustress, they're moving to distress, as you already know by then. A burnout is not completely ruled out. In fact, the more aggression you tend to show in what you want to gain and achieve, you will see that your mind and mind's ability starts to diminish. And how do you know that this is happening to you? You will know this by the bandwidth you tend to carry with you. The bandwidth is the ability for you to take in data. This is the first thing that gets affected. Concentration. You'll see that you can concentrate for a few number of hours in the morning, and then as afternoon sets in, by 3 o'clock, you have a buzz in your head. You will see that your energy levels are not consistent, cannot be predictable. And this has nothing to do with diabetes or any other situation like hypertension, etc. It's got nothing to do with disease. This has to do with mind health. This has to do with how rested you are. And what's amazing, again, is that the body gets its 8 hours of sleep, maybe 6 hours of sleep, whatever that you're working with. The mind, however, in its working state, once it's awake, is always at your service. And we never think of giving the mind a vacation, do we? We think that by sleeping, you've actually addressed the mind's need. Actually, the answer is no. One thing that I keep telling friends and people I know really well, with whom I have the comfort to share this, is plan your career halt. It is the best service that you can ever do to yourself. A career halt requires a little planning because it means that you're possibly not going to be as engaged and as profitable, as predictable in your income as you would be while you're in a job. So if you have done good planning, the chances are that you may not be able to take a career halt when you are in your 20s, because that's the time career really starts picking momentum. 30s is typically the time that people start families, which becomes a little difficult again to take that call. Usually, people find themselves financially secure and comfortable in their late 30s and early 40s. Now, a question for you is, how would you like to live the rest of your life? Do you want to have a continuous career jog or marathon that you keep going, running like it's a treadmill, but then somewhere along the line ebb off? If you want success, if you want to stay ahead, if you wish to stay positive, and you wish to have that little magic continue, it just means that your mind needs rest. Career halt is by design. Career halt is by planning. Career halt happens when you have financial control. And career halt is the time that you take to invest in yourself, doing nothing actually. Nothing is a good state as long as you look at it that way. It is the period that you're going to invest in yourself for introspection, retrospection, looking back at life, answering questions you haven't done in a very long time, understanding yourself far better, asking yourself what is it that you want to do here on. The answers that you're going to find through this exercise and through this period will possibly surprise you, and you will realize that we have only this much of life. We have only this much of energy left in us. How would you like to expend this? Doing things without a design just because you are in a job, or would you like to start doing things that really make a lot of sense to you? I'm not saying that the process or this method would apply to everyone, because everyone's circumstances are different. But if you are somebody for whom any of this is possible, and you've been debating with yourself whether a career halt is a good thing, trust me, 3 months won't kill you, and 6 months won't hurt you, as long as you use your career halt positively to understand what you really want to do with the rest of your every single day. I think it's a good thing that you take that break and do the honor of taking care of yourself. When you take care of yourself, your career is bound to take care of itself. Think about it. If you found the video interesting, different from something that you've heard so far, like the video, share the video, subscribe to our channel, and do feel free to comment. Maybe I would love to respond to some of your queries and questions as well. Thank you.